Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bliss Essence. I am Ria, and today we're in a very cozy, lazy, tired vibe. I am kind of tired, but also today is like my sleep in, rest kind of day. So I wanted to talk to you guys from my bedroom in my PJs and just share some thoughts on the concept of manifestation. Okay, look, I used to think this was BS too. There was a time where I didn't believe in any of these concepts, and I literally was like, what? But let me break it down for you without any crystals required. Okay, so have you ever heard someone be like, oh, well, why don't you just manifest it? And then been like, are you kidding me right now? Like, what do you mean just manifest it, right? Well, at first I used to be like, well, what is it, like magic? Like that's just how it's gonna happen. But then something, the more I kind of like dived into the information, what clicked was that maybe it doesn't have to be like magic. It might just be psychology in a spiritual format, you know? Okay, so what is manifestation really, right? It's not delusion. It's not like wishing upon a star or a genie or whatever it is. It's basically getting your actions and your mind in alignment with what you want or want to be, right? And so in my head, the way I see it is it's basically like cognitive behavioral theory, right? Like you have thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and like the more you change your behaviors or try to like reframe your thoughts or practice managing your feelings, the more the other areas get influenced as well. So like your thoughts influence your feelings, and your feelings influence your actions, but then also your actions influence your outcomes, and that causes like feelings, and there's so much stuff going on, and it's basic CBT, right? So that is also a concept used in manifestation, right? Like that, okay, if you act like the person that you want to be, you'll eventually essentially become the person that you want to be, right? So the brain aspect of it is also really important to understand. So the first thing we are going to talk about is the reticular activating system. And so this is why like if say you have like a dream car or something, you kind of always see it everywhere. This is why like if you're thinking about someone, right? They'll happen to text you, or like you'll happen to run into them, or like if you're really nervous about something happening to the point where you're visualizing it again and again, it may more likely be happening. So like again, this is just like whatever input is given to your brain, the reticular activating system is supposed to like kind of put that lens on, whether it's rose colored glasses, whether it's negative glasses, whatever it is. That's what how you would see the world. So like if my glasses are like rose colored, then maybe that's all I'll see when I wear them, right? But if they're like okay, a negative like nihilistic view of the world, then that is what I will see through this, right? So that is how I would view the reticular activating system. Then there's also the concept of neuroplasticity, right? If growing up, your neural pathways were given a message of like, okay, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, right? The concept is that it's like strengthening. So like you're born with all these like say imagine like this is the brain, my hand's the brain, and these are all these neural pathways, right? You're born with them, but then strengthening your environment, you like the people you talk to, your experiences basically strengthen each neural pathway, and the ones that aren't strengthened basically are done, right? They aren't there. So like if you have a neural pathway that says like you're beautiful, but then there's one that says you're ugly, right? And the environment or the surroundings have provided more energy to this one is probably going to be stronger, and it might be harder for the person to believe that they're beautiful, right? So that is basically, it's like going to the gym for your brain. If you are going to the gym and working out the thought that you're ugly, then that is what your glasses will be. But if you're going to the gym, like with the thought, and when I say going to the gym, like you're working out the thought of you're beautiful, that's what your the lens for your glasses will be. And then there's also this like concept of like, you know, being so adamant on like the way that your life is supposed to turn out. So for people who are like, no, 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 they're just like unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. Guess what? It's one thing to be like one or two times, right? But if you just genuinely every single day are sitting there being like, yeah, that's it, that's true, that's true, that's true, does is that gonna make you any more lucky? No. No. In fact, it's going to make you act and put yourself in situations where you are more likely to prove your brain right. And that being that, okay, yes, see, this shows that you're unlucky. Okay, so now we get to the how do you start part, right? You don't have to believe in astrology, the moon, or all that stuff to kind of do what I'm asking you to do, right? It's kind of like an experiment, more so. So, first one is get clarity. Decide what you want. It doesn't have to be something crazy, definitely something that you can view as realistic as of right now. And something that will also excite you. It can be something as somebody handing you $5, right? Like the cash in your hand, right? It could be something as small as that. Uh, then the next part is visualization. Visualization, I just want to clarify, is not necessarily because like, okay, yes, I have to visualize for the universe to send it. No, it's more like the more you visualize, the more your brain and your actions are like in alignment with that outcome, and you might be likely to place yourself in a situation where that outcome comes true, if that makes sense. You might make micro decisions that will lead you to that outcome. And then third is also like affirm with the skeptic. If you are just familiarizing yourself with this concept and have a hard time believing it, that's okay. Right? You don't have to be like, "Oh my god, somebody is like giving me $5 today." No, you can just be like, I know everything is working out, or like even I am learning to believe that this is something that's possible, you know? That's okay. You And lastly is like maybe take one aligned action towards whatever you're doing. So if you're like trying to manifest like a job or something, right? Like maybe like edit your resume. There you go. That's it. And so going off of that skepticism aspect, it is okay to be skeptical, right? Like you don't have to be all in for all this. You just have to be open. So like for example, when you put a destination on your GPS, right? You're not asking the GPS like how are we going to get there? Like what how do you know it's going to be that road, right? You just trust that okay, like it's going to tell me what the next step is. The next step, I know that it's just leading me to that destination, right? Being said, if you've ever felt like, you know, the whole manifest your dream thing was fake, I get it, but it also could not be fake and it also could work and you don't have anything to lose because if it doesn't work, your life is still the same. But anyways, thank you for watching and please visit us on our website theblissessence.co and our Instagram the Bliss Essence and our TikTok the Bliss Essence LLC. There's a lot of content tips and stuff regarding manifestation, astrology, and psychology. And I will see you next time.